Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to go through the week ahead analysis. We're going to go through some of the news for this week and what we can expect out of a couple of markets. So let's actually go to the news. We can see here that in terms of data, again, there's not huge amounts, but we do have important data, and we're going to have some more data out of the US, which is core retail sales, and again these are expected to be better than previous. This should be positive for the US dollar. We can see that inflation is on the rise, so prices are on the rise, so we should see positive retail sales data, especially as obviously we tend to see sort of November, December positive months for sales, so that should be a positive number. Again, that should put some pressure on the sort of the Fed to continue to look into the fact that inflation is continuing to rise. Are they going to talk about further hikes, or will they be expected to hike more than the two that's been talked about so far? So could be interesting to see how the Fed react to more positive data. I think it's just going to put more pressure on them to maybe do some kind of to act in some kind of way, whether that be an increase into the amount of tapering that they choose to do. At the moment, I think it's what we remember is 15 billion every month so far. Maybe they'll increase that, so we'll see. That would be very hawkish for the markets, and we would likely see some bullishness from the US dollar, and I think that the dollar is going to remain pretty strong. I think if this misses, then yeah, we're going to see some dollar downside, definitely. If this misses, it could put a real dent into the gains that the dollar has been making recently, so that would be a really interesting thing, but I don't think it will. I think we'll either be around expected or just above expected data there. Some interesting news as well. We'll have inflation data out of Great Britain. We have the pound news here, or out of the UK I should say, and we have CPI data, which is forecast to be better than anticipated, or better than previous. So if that does come in positive, this could be a bit of a rebound for pound. We've seen the pound fall for the past few weeks. This could offer a little bit of a rebound on Wednesday, so keep an eye on that one if you are trading the pound going into this week. As well, we have some inflationary data out of Canada as also, but pound and dollar could be some big movers this week, and that is also reflected on some of the charts. So as I've been shown in pretty much every other video, US inflation, we can see that it's on the rise. Like I said, that basically means the prices for goods and services is increasing. Showing this chart basically to say retail sales prices retail sales should come out around expectations or better than, which could increase the dollar significantly. This rise in inflation could start to have a negative effect on the stock markets, and we could start to see maybe some US indices suffer with the fact that inflation is rising. So keep an eye on that one. Jumping on to the currency strength meter this week, then there's some interesting changes or interesting developments in terms of the yen has continued to get stronger from these lows, from these areas of this extreme weakness. We've started to see that yen pull back now, and could be good for some buying opportunities going into this week. The Australian dollar has continued to fall, which is this sort of grey line through there. That has continued to fall, so Aussie yen short still looks like a great trade, or a great market to look for that retracement phase. So yeah, could be something there to significantly watch. Going into some other interesting markets, obviously dollar gaining strength, Swiss franc staying strong, pound has nosedived, but that could be a little bit positive by the end of the week, or at least the middle of the week. So let's go take a look at some charts. Let's get to the interesting stuff about where price has been. So dollar index, nothing's really changed from our Forex market wrap video. We talked about the fact that we've broken through the structure highs here on the weekly and daily time frame. Now, if I was to be a buyer of the US dollar, where would I particularly want to be a buyer from? Well, this would be a nice zone to buy from. Whether we get there, that is a different question, because obviously the dollar is pretty bullish at the moment. We could probably see some dollar remaining bullish, and what's going to be key to this is this 4-hour trend. If this 4-hour remains bullish, I mean, we've got a bit of a sort of stumbling at 94.90, but if this remains in an uptrend and bullish, then we'll likely just see that dollar strength continue, especially against those weaker currencies. If we start to break below this area, then the pullback may be on, and we may be seeing that 94.55 being reached before seeing further upside. But I'm still relatively bullish dollar. It's just where we get bullish from. Going on to pound then, so pound is very much in a downward trend. We can see that the weekly is pushing lower, 4-hour is showing that reflected in this impulsive phase just through here. We are at a key support point. 133.50 is a decent support on pound, where we could see some buyers. Again, I think the market with regards to the pound may sort of be a little bit of a low or slow burner until we get to that CPI data. If that CPI data does come out positive, we may break this trend line resistance, and we may see some further upside to pound in the short term, at least, maybe even back up to sort of 136. Could be where pound's going to head towards the end of the week if it does show that inflation is rising again, like we've seen with the US dollar. If inflation is rising in the US, the dollar has gained strength. Could that be the same for the UK? If pound's inflation is rising, or the UK inflation rate is rising, could the pound strengthen further? Going on to euro then. So euro to me is a weak currency. Price is moving to the downside here on this weekly. We spoke about short opportunities last week in and around sort of these areas and a little bit higher up. So that has obviously done the market some decent moves to the downside, and for me it was all about looking for those bearish opportunities. Sorry, this is a daily time frame, not a 4-hour. Needed to change that, but this is the daily. We could start to see some downside continuation. If price pulls back into 115, we could see another move down into 1.4. Okay, going over onto gold then. So gold obviously breaking to the upside. Some rise in inflation has usually leads to a hedge in gold, and we see gold prices move to the upside. This is quite an aggressive move for gold. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, huge move to the upside last week, and it looks like this could continue. Where would we want to be buyers from? Well, we want to see some kind of pullback, maybe into these swing lows here at 18.40. That could offer us some long opportunities. Alternatively, if price ranges a little bit and then breaks to the upside, we could look for some long positions on gold. So I hope you enjoyed this video update. I hope it was helpful. If it was, leave this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex content, and I'll catch you in the next video.